question the last 4 presidents, I mean, they increased our debt 40%. I mean, under President Trump, it was $8 trillion alone. And Biden's just out of control. And all of the Republicans and Democrats helped all of them spend like that, which we all are suffering because of. It's not what I say, it's what I've done. So when I became governor of South Carolina, and this is what I will do as president, I looked at it as, let's control what I can control first. So the first thing I did was I went to every agency and replaced the head of every agency, whether they were doing a good job or not, because I wanted to freshen it up. The second thing I did is I sent people into every one of our agencies to clean it up. Get rid of old regs, get rid of bureaucracy, get rid of problem children, which if you've ever dealt with government or bureaucracy, there's a lot there. In some cases we tweaked agencies, in other cases we gutted agencies. Then I went and had them start doing 90-day, they had to start doing 90-day check marks. They had to prove every 90 days that they were hitting their benchmarks like they were supposed to. That's the accountant me. I wanted them to show the taxpayers' return on investment. That got them mission focused on what they were supposed to be doing instead of all these programs that don't apply. And then I knew that agencies were spending because they were worried they weren't going to have the same amount of money the next year if they didn't spend it all. So I put all of their spending online for everybody to see. And then I incentivized them to give money back to the taxpayers. And then they started to compete, and magic happened. You have to get them back in that mode. So when I did that first, it set the tone for the legislature, which I needed to go have them tackle it next. Now keep in mind, when I became governor, I was the first female governor, I was the youngest governor in the country. The average age of those legislators, when they were elected, I was 7 years old. So here they think, here's this young kid that's come in and oh my God, she's a girl. But by me setting the tone in the beginning, I did my work, now it was their turn. And then I gave them a couple of things that were easier to pass so that they could remember what it was like to win again. And then we got into harder issues, kind of like as a mom. You always kind of, work at it like it's, and then we got them into harder things. And then all of a sudden, it felt good to win for the state again. We have to go back to that process. That's the main thing. And we have to go back to the respect of a taxpayer dollar. For too long, it feels like every one of us is working for government. It needs to be where government's working for the people again. And in order to do that, I will do it first and set the tone, and then the tone at the top matters. And you can look at my governorship in South Carolina. That I was never afraid to go against my own party on spending when I needed to. I called out whoever was doing anything wrong and made sure every ounce of it was transparent for the taxpayer to see. That's what I promise we'll do. And you don't need any more talking. DC talks too much. You need results. Let's get results driven again. I think we can do that. That's part of why I want to make sure I meet with governors every quarter. Let's get states moving again. Let's get everybody moving again. It'll be good for our pride. It'll be good for patriotism, and it'll be good for us to get us back on track so that we can show a strong America.